What's up, y'all? It's Kira and I'm back with another video. So in this video I'm gonna be giving you my personal tips on how to get straight A's, get great grades, get on the dean's list. Whatever you need, this video is what you need. So let's just get right into the video. Okay, so the first thing I would say if you want to get good grades is to sit in the front of the class. So basically, sitting in the front of the class, you have less distraction. So like if you sit in the back of the class, you see everything that's going on. You can see if somebody's asleep in class. You can see if somebody's playing games on their phone, watching a movie on Netflix, whatever. You can see anything, and anything can distract you. But if you're sitting in the front of the class, you can't see anything except for the computer, the board, and the professor. So definitely sit in the front of the class. And also, like, I sit in the front of the class because I know I get distracted easily. And also, I wear glasses, so I really can't see if I'm not like right up on the board. So definitely sitting in the front of the class helped me pay attention more. And honestly, I was less distracted and all that. So the next thing I would say, read before the lecture and also review your notes after the lecture. So personally, I would read the chapter before I came to the lecture, and I would take my own notes and my own interpretation of the chapter. And also, I would have questions. I would write down my questions that I had, maybe something that confused me or I needed a little bit more clarity on. So then when I got into class, I took like reinforcement notes, so like I wasn't struggling or like rushing to write down everything on the slide because I knew what was on the slide because I took my own notes before. So I kind of took like adjustment notes, kind of paid attention more to what the professor was saying as opposed to what's on the board, because sometimes the professor says more things than what's on the board. So I write down those little things that the professor says, because sometimes they throw that on the test and you're supposed to remember what they said even if it was on the PowerPoint or not. And reviewing my notes after the lecture, just so I can put my own notes and the lecture notes together, and I can have a better understanding of what we went over in the class. And also, it allows you to remember what you wrote, because handwriting notes and rereading your handwritten notes, you remember more what you wrote. And also, you know pretty much when you go back to study for tests, you know where those notes are in your notebook or in your wherever you keep your notes. So the next tip I would say is to go to the office hours. So some people think students go to office hours or whatever just when they need, just at the end of the semester, when they need like a 10-point curve or whatever in their final grade. But honestly, going to the office hours, like starting in the beginning of the semester, before midterms and all of that, honestly gives you a good relationship with the professor. You get to know your professor a little bit more. Your professor gets to know you a little bit more, how you learn, what things you're struggling with, and all of that, so they can better help you when it comes to tests and preparing for assignments and stuff like that. Also, going to office hours, even if you don't need help, like going to office hours, just talking to your teacher, just finding out different information, expressing to them your different concerns and how you study before class, or how this method that they told you before is working for you now. That builds a better relationship, and that's good for when you need like recommendations, or if an opportunity comes across the professor's desk, they may think of you because they see you more often and outside of class. So my next tip would be arriving early to class if you can. So personally, I try to get to class at least like 15 or 20 minutes early. That's at the least, because sometimes I have been in the classroom, if there's no class in the classroom before my class, I can be in the classroom for like 30 minutes up to an hour before class starts. And honestly, it like gets me into the mood, to like the groove of preparing for the lecture. Because if I'm rushing to class and I'm getting to class with like 2 minutes to spare, like my brain is frazzled, it's all over the place. I'm trying to get prepared, get settled, and the professor's like starting right now and I'm still trying to get myself together. But getting to class early It lets me have time to get settled, have time to maybe go over my notes before the lecture starts. And also, if you're in class early, then the professor, like when the professor walks in, the professor's gonna see who's in the class already before they even get there, because they're gonna take note of, okay, this person is always here, this person is always early, on time, whatever. And also, the professor will be more inclined to give you a little bit of slack when it comes to final grades, because they're like, okay, this person is always in class, always on time, always early, or whatever. Also, when you're going to the office hours, like I said before, they're taking all of that into consideration when they're putting in your grades. Because in college, honestly, your grade is like 80% your work and 20% how the professor feels. So sometimes a professor, you may do like your best on all of the work and you have like high B's, like kind of low A's, but then if your professor like sees that you're putting in the work, you're coming to class on time, you're doing office hours, you're doing all this stuff, they may say, okay, this person is really trying to get this A, I'm going to go ahead and move this A minus or this B plus up to the next grade. So just arrive early. Then I would say keep a planner. This isn't my academic planner. My academic planner is somewhere around here, but I would say keep a planner. Planners save my life. I started using a planner my 10th grade year in high school, and honestly, ever since then, my grades have been pretty good. My first semester, freshman year, I did not use my planner as much as I did in high school. So honestly, I would say that's part of the reason my grades slipped my first semester of college, because I did not use a planner. I was not writing down assignment dates. I wasn't keeping track of different assignments when they're due, when I had a test, things like that. So my life was like all over the place. I was trying to do all this different stuff off my memory, and that was definitely not good, especially since I was taking 17 credits. So last semester, spring semester of my freshman year, I definitely got my planner together. I wrote everything down. When I first get a syllabus, I pull out my planner, write all of my due dates, all of my assignment dates, all of my project dates, test dates, everything. I write all of that down in my planner as soon as I get my syllabus. So then I can know, okay, this date is coming up. Okay, when I finish this project, I have this test to start studying for. Things like that. And it keeps me organized and keeps like a steady track of what's going on right now and what's going on in the long term. So my last tip, I would say, this tip is kind of like wavering, I guess. It's not really crucial, but it's kind of crucial if you want to do your best in your class. So I would say if you know you're having a test, like in advance that you're going to have a test, and most professors put test dates on the syllabi. And sometimes, I know if you're in high school, I know sometimes it's like, okay, we don't really have all that stuff on our syllabi, so how do I like do this? But I would say start studying 2 weeks in advance for your tests. And I wouldn't say 1 week in advance, because sometimes depending on how many classes you're taking at a time, sometimes 1 week in advance is like really like soon. So I would say start studying 2 weeks in advance. And also, if you go back to a couple tips ago when I said review your notes after every lecture, if you're doing that constantly, then you're technically studying for the next test. And so also when you get ready to start actually like studying for this test, okay, I gotta get this information, then you're gonna know where the information is, where in your I remember seeing this, let me go back and refer to my notes. Because I don't have a photocopy memory, but sometimes, like if I'm studying notes enough, I know exactly where I wrote something and what the page looks like, and I just try to like go back and read it in my brain what I wrote down. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something. You probably took some notes on this video, because it is 4.0 season. It's a grind season. We're really getting on our bags this year. So I want you all to have great grades. This video probably won't give you that 4.0. This is just what I did for my 4.0. But it will definitely, if you follow these tips, it'll definitely improve your grades, probably to wherever you want them to be. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video. Turn on my post notifications so you'll never miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one.